Hi, I'm Danny, and today I wanted to share a story with you about something that happened to me after I had given birth. And I'm not a doctor, I can't offer a diagnosis to anyone, but what I can share with you today is my personal story in hopes that I can offer encouragement to anyone else who's going through something similar, and also share for you what got me back on the path to restored health. Many years ago, I had my first child, and she was born with an uncomplicated delivery. She was a little early, had a little trouble gaining weight at the beginning, but then she was doing really well, and I felt pretty good after I had her. I kept wearing maternity clothes for several months after she was born because I did have my pregnant belly for several months after I gave birth. And eventually I got back to feeling like myself. And then 2.5 years later, I had my second child. And initially, everything seemed to be going well. It was an uncomplicated delivery, and my daughter was exclusively breastfeeding. And then 3 or 4 months after she was born, my daughter had a couple bottles, and she decided that she was completely done with nursing. She wanted nothing to do with it. She would push me away, she would resist nursing. I would try to give her a couple drops of milk to get her started, to entice her to come back, and she would push me away, and she would not go back to nursing no matter what I tried. So I was pumping, I was home with 2 little ones trying to keep up and feed the baby with the bottle and taking care of my other child, and I just wasn't keeping up. And it was around that time that it seemed like something was starting to go wrong. I felt so fatigued beyond normal mom fatigue that by 8 o'clock at night, if I sat down on the couch, I couldn't even take a deep breath. If I walked up 1 flight of stairs, I felt completely winded at the top. And on top of that, I was gaining weight, even though I still had excess weight to lose from my pregnancy. So I was gaining weight instead of losing weight. And I knew that my caloric intake hadn't changed, my habits hadn't changed. And in 1 week, I gained 5 pounds. And even when I was pregnant, I had not gained weight that rapidly. So I didn't know what was going on. And when I look back at pictures from that time, I can see that my face is bloated, I have bags under my eyes, my skin is not a healthy color, and I look unwell. This is a picture of me from Christmas morning of that year, and I can see in the pictures that I don't look like myself. I began to really suspect that something was really amiss medically, and I told my husband, I think I need to go to the doctor. And he was very encouraging, and he encouraged me to see my doctor. And when I got there and they weighed me, the doctor said, you know, your BMI is a little high. And I said, I know, that's part of the reason I'm here. And I want to be clear, this is not a video about weight. This is a story about how my unexplained weight gain was pointing to a deeper medical issue. So I explained my symptoms to my doctor, and I told her how I was tired and how I was gaining weight. And I know if you just heard my symptoms, it would sound like, yeah, you and the rest of America. But she ordered some lab work, and when the results came back, the nurse from the doctor's office called me to tell me that my thyroid stimulating hormone numbers were through the roof. She said, your thyroid is basically not functioning. And I said, I know, I can feel it. So here's the problem. We don't have a system where moms get checked in on more than a few weeks after we've given birth. I went to 1 OBGYN appointment 5 or 6 weeks postpartum, and at that time everything was going well. And then suddenly when things weren't going well, I didn't have any appointments coming up. There was nobody checking in on me in a medical sense. And even if you have a good support system, they might not recognize that something's going on with you because you're tired, you have a new baby, life is busy, you've added another little human to your family. So it can be very difficult for the people around you to even recognize that something's going on. And your baby has all kinds of doctor's appointments that first year. You take them in the week after they are born to see their pediatrician. You bring them back at 1 month and 2 months and 4 and 6 and 9 and 12 months, as you should, but we don't have those kinds of checkups for the mom. And it's such a big event in our lives to have gone through getting pregnant, being pregnant, delivering a baby, recovering from childbirth, breastfeeding, return of menstruation. These are all huge events for our body, and yet after we have the baby, we often are left feeling like we're alone and like we're the only ones going through this. And I remember trying to say to other moms who also had children, does anyone else feel like they're not themselves? And I don't think they knew what I was saying. Not because they were trying to be obtuse, but just because my symptoms did not sound like that big of a deal on paper. But I felt in my body that there was something wrong, and I'm really glad I went to the doctor because she could help me address my thyroid issues. And when I went back to the doctor for a follow-up appointment 2 months later, without changing any of my habits or any extra effort, I had lost 13 pounds. And when the nurse weighed me, she said, wow, you lost a lot of weight. And I said, yeah, that's how bad off I was. My thyroid was not working. I realized that if I could better take care of myself, then that meant I could better take care of my family. So today, I hope this story has been helpful for you because I know so many women who have had unexplained weight loss or weight gain, who have needed surgery after having a baby, who have developed an autoimmune disorder. And I didn't realize at first how common it is. So my ultimate point is this. First of all, if you are having a hard time after having a baby, please know that you are not alone. There are so many women going through a physical or a mental health problem, and you are not alone. The second thing I want you to know is that no one besides you knows what it's like to live in your body. And so nobody else except for you knows how much you might not be feeling like yourself. So if you think something is medically amiss at all, I really encourage you to please go see your doctor. I'm sure many of you out there today have your own stories. Please share them in the comments. Please offer encouragement. I really hope that we can all love and support each other as we walk through these really big transitions in our life. And don't forget to subscribe because I'm going to be talking about many more issues related to growing a family, raising a family, parenting, and life in general. So please keep up to date with all the new things we're going to be talking about here. And I hope that you will take care and that your family will take care. And I wish you all the best.